Hello VC. I thought I would make a short video today. I think I'm going to show all my Taylor Swift and Justin Bieber albums today. Okay, that sounds like a good idea. Or maybe it's not such a good idea. Let's start with the Hologram People.
Le trajet de retour se déroula sans un mot. Marie-Thérèse conduisait machinalement la Renault 16. Marie-Thérèse est cervée. Elle avait besoin de s'agiter. De temps en temps, elle s'arrêtait, pleurait un petit peu, puis retournait dans la cuisinière.
So the record may look black in the light, but it's actually sort of like a marble green, really. This is an absolutely fantastic album. It's a fairly new release. I think it came out early this year by Drone Rock Records. Basically psychedelic, neo-psych, with sort of little bits and pieces of other genres of music into it. I think this is one of the best new albums I've heard in quite a while. Highly recommend it. The next album is a split album. And on here, on the A side, is The Lamp of the Universe. And on the B side is Trip Hill. If you're ever looking for psychedelic music to the nth degree, then you don't have to look any further than Lamp of the Universe. The Lamp of the Universe is basically one person, and that's Craig Williamson out of New Zealand. And most of the albums have pretty much the same sound, same theme to them. Very, very psychedelic. It's the type of stuff that you put on after you've indulged in a ton of OCS gear. And when you get to the point where you start talking to your stuffies and your stuffies start talking back to you, you know you've reached nirvana. And that's the music you want to have when you're talking to your stuffies. So one of the bands on that one was Trip Hill, and this is a album by Trip Hill. I think this actually was originally recorded quite a while ago. I think it was 2005. There's 500 copies, and this is copy number, I think it's 275. This is Trip Hill. Psych Out Records. This one basically, side one is sort of leans a little more to the acoustic side, and side two more to the electric side. So there's a variation in sound on this album. Something to look into if you're into sort of that psychedelic music. This next album was one that was, I think, original. If I remember correctly, it was shown by Vinyl Richie maybe 4 months ago, maybe even further back than that. And I ordered it that same night that I watched the video on YouTube, and ordered it off Amazon, and took over 3 months for Amazon to deliver the record. But this is was a Vampira with Satan's Cheerleaders.
Halle Berry, a little Italian girl, little Dago.
Minor notes. So this is sort of, if you haven't heard this album, I think it's sort of like a garagey surf album in a way, with dialogue over top, especially on side A. It's a good album. That's the type of album that's right up my alley. I like that stuff. I think it's a matter of taste. Some people may not be too keen on it, but I certainly like it. This last album I'll show here, this is a local band. This is their debut LP, and I think they've released a few 45s previously, private label stuff. This is a girl band out of Toronto, and they're a surf band. And I think you pronounce the name, the Surfajettes. Advertise that as Cotton Candy Pink. And so they've been around for a while, and they have a number of YouTube videos up. They have I guess one of the girls' living room has been decorated in like a retro 60s look, and they performed some tunes there, and there's a number of videos of them playing live in various venues. So they've been around quite a while, but that's their first LP. I was expecting that maybe you'd get a lot of the standards in the surf world, like Wipeout, for example, but not really the case. I think there's some on here that might be like original material by the band, and then there are some that are obviously cover tunes. Interesting choices for the cover tunes. For example, Blondie's Heart of Glass is one. And She Loves You. I think that was a Beatles tune or something. But I think, personally myself, the surf approach to some of these cover tunes don't really work that well. I think the more original stuff is slightly better. The main reason I picked this up is support a local band. I've indicated a few times, even though here I live in Canada, I got about 3,000 records maybe and a bunch of CDs in my collection. I can't have more than 50 records, if that, probably less than that, of Canadian artists. Almost no Canadian artists, hardly at all, in my collection. I would say my favorite Canadian band is probably Rough Trade. But anyway, so a little bit of news. The sort of neo-psych band out of Italy, the New Candies, they are starting their East Coast tour in the United States, and are going to hit Canada coming up now in May 2022. They are coming to Toronto, which is the closest location to where I live. From where I am to get to their venue would be about an hour and a half drive. Tickets are cheap, $15, debating whether to go or not. Might ask some friends, but we'll see. It would be nice to see them perhaps. But I'm a big fan of the new Candies. Like, I think that's their first. Actually, this one's numbered number 29 of 500. Don't know if the other ones are numbered or not. That first one I showed you, I bought directly from the band. Yeah, number 16 of 320 was this one, and I got most of these directly from the band because they shipped them to me from the Venice area, and they were shipped in pizza boxes. And this is the latest one. This is the one they're touring, and I've seen several people show this one on YouTube, and they're sort of starting to go a little bit in a pop direction on this one. So, but yeah, it'd be nice to see the New Candies. So the last item behind me, over my shoulder there, my stereo equipment, that is the brand is NAIM, N-A-I-M, built in England. I've had it now for about 10 years. Great sound, glad I got it. Problem is, when something goes wrong, you don't live in England, you can be screwed. And what happened with me, in that case, on the CD player, the magnetic clamp is starting to lose its strength. So I touched base with some of the sort of audiophile shops around Toronto to see if they carried magnetic clamps, because they carried the name brand. And of course, either didn't get back to me, which is an indication no, they don't have it, or they just outright didn't have it. 2 hours of searching on the web, and I finally found a place in, I don't know, Leicester, England, some place in England that I'm not familiar with. And apparently there was an audio shop in there that specializes on NAMM. And so they said, yeah, we have it and we can ship it to you. And of course it's like $20 just to ship the clamp on top of the purchase price. So that's one of the drawbacks of having equipment that's sort of boutique style or whatever, and if you need to get it serviced, you're pretty much up the creek. Yeah, I'd probably have to ship that stuff back to England if I had to get it serviced. Definitely couldn't get it serviced anywhere around here. Anyway, let's fingers crossed that the clamp works and everything holds up. So, as always, thanks for watching and have a great day.